Welcome back. It's Sunday, March 12th in the NBA. My four favorite picks are on the way. Let's recap yesterday. A 2-2 day, losing a little bit of juice. I'm telling you guys, we are due a hot streak soon, and hopefully that starts today because we've been dealing with some terrible luck. DeMar DeRozan gets his over. Walker Kessler easily gets a double-double. Josh Giddey ends on the hook with 30. They took away a rebound. He didn't get any assists in the fourth quarter. A brutal beat there. And then De'Aaron Fox had the shot attempt, shot 22 times. I take the over any time of the week. Only scores 18 points. Did not knock down any of his shots. Like I said, we've had bad luck going left and right. Anything that could go wrong has gone wrong. But I'm feeling a hot streak coming. That's normally what happens right before a hot streak. You have some bad beats, then the reads are there. You just need some luck to go your way. And I'm feeling that today. If you are new, go down below, hit that subscribe button, drop a like too. Love you guys. You guys have been showing so much love. Daylight savings just went in, screwed up my sleep schedule, but we're back and ready to go. Today's video sponsored by Underdog Fantasy. We love them here. If you want to sign up using Underdog, if you are a new user, make sure you use our code COS or the link down below at the top of the description. You get 100% deposit match up to $100. The best part about Underdog Fantasy is when we do a 3-pick entry, like we will have one at the end of the video, they give you 6 extra money, a 6x payout on 3-leg entries, much better than the PrizePicks and No House Advantage, which only do 5x. So if you want some extra money, make sure you sign up using code COS or the link down below at the top of the description. We'll talk about Underdog a little bit later on today. Let's hop into our favorite plays. A guy we need to get us back on track, a guy we love here, Mikal Bridges. I like his over 24.5 points, minus 115 on Bet365. Now, if you need to take 25 plus, if this goes up to 25.5, don't hate it there, and I probably would still play it at 25.5 because Bridges has been great, and he's been great to us on the channel as well. And as I've talked about before, the Nets, they don't really have a lot of scoring. I mean, they've kind of gone down to like a 7-8 man rotation, if that. You're going to see Bridges out there for a lot of minutes. And at the end of the day, it comes down to Dinwiddie and Bridges. And I'll give you a spoiler. We'll talk about Dinwiddie a little bit later on in this video. But look, Bridges been great offensively last 4 games. That besides the one he played the first quarter and then didn't play the rest of the games. We'll get rid of that game because it's not happening today. But the last 4 games, he scored 38, 33, 30, and 34 points. Like I said, there's a game in there where he played 12 minutes. That was the game they had a back-to-back. They played him just because he wanted to keep his Iron Man streak, playing in every game, but he didn't play any of the rest of the game. So in those games, though, we've seen that he's actually played his normal minutes in. He's had 22, 21, 20, and 24 field goal attempts. And he's also attempted 6+ free throw attempts in all 4 games, too. So he's getting to the free throw line, which is what we like to see. He shoots about 85% there, but also shooting the ball a ton. And it's not like he's taking terrible looks. It's a lot of mid-range looks, a lot of corner threes, stuff like that. Stuff that he's very good at knocking down. And Bridges, averaging the 2nd most drives per game on the team. That's great because Nuggets defense hasn't been great, especially in protecting the paint and giving up a lot of points in the paint. We'll talk about that later on in the video. But still, over this line in 6 of his last 8 games with 15 or more field goal attempts with the Nets. His 2 misses, he ended with 23 and 24 points. He's going to shoot the ball tonight. If he doesn't shoot the ball, the Nets are losing by 30 points here. That's just how it works. And I think he will be shooting it. Bridges, if this game is even remotely close, within 15-ish points, Bridges is going to play his normal 38 to 40 minutes. He plays a ton of minutes. They're not afraid of it. They don't play tomorrow, so I'm not afraid of any rest here. I love Mikal Bridges. Been really good to us. We'll take his over 24.5 points, minus 115 on Bet365. Now let's keep moving. The guy that has hurt us a couple times recently, but we're going to go back to him. It's Mr. Damian Lillard, over 31.5 points, minus 115 on Bet365. Now, Dame, you can play this at 32.5 if you want to. He's coming off 3 unders, 3 straight in a row. One game, he shot 10 for 28. Well, we know that one. We took us over that name. The next one, he won in a blowout. We know that one. We took us over that game. And then the next one, we didn't take it. It was in a game against Philadelphia. He usually struggles against the Sixers. And it was a game Anthony Simons couldn't miss. Simons scored like 34 points. And while Simons is back today, I'm not too worried about that. We'll talk about that in a second because he's facing the Pelicans. A matchup that Lillard, I don't know what they did to him, but he's absolutely destroyed the Pelicans. Dropped 41 on them a couple nights ago back on March 1st. And I'm confident he can at least get us 32 here because in his last 5 versus New Orleans, he scored 43, 50, 36, 39, and 41 points. Now, obviously 31.5 is a large line. And with Simons out there, Simons going to take some usage, but still, you look at Dame over this line in 14 of his last 20 games with Anthony Simons active. Simons was active in that Pelicans game that they just played them a couple games ago. We just saw the Pelicans give up 35 points to SGA last night. He didn't make a single 3-pointer, and Dame's been cold the last couple games. Maybe he gets hot here. This is a great matchup for him. Herb Jones likely guards him, but Herb Jones capable of getting into foul trouble. Just did that last night, but they were in so many screens for Lillard that guys like Jonas Valanciunas are going to have to come up and defend him when he's going up at the top of the key shooting a 3-pointer. And I just don't trust Jonas Valanciunas to come outside of the paint. Dame should get his open looks, and if Jonas wants to come out, Dame can zoom past him, get an easy layup, get to the free throw line. He's certainly capable of doing that. The Blazers lost 2 straight games. This is a team that is like the 12 or 13 seed right now. Playoff not looking great for him, so he's going to have to turn it on. The Pelicans are right there with them, neck and neck in the playoff race. So these are two teams that really need this win desperately. I think this game is close. The spread indicates that. I think Dame plays at least 35, 36 minutes tonight in a must-win game. We're going to roll with Dame time, over 31.5 points. I think he has a big night. We'll roll with him. Now let's continue to our two final plays of the day, and one of them is going to be an under, and we'll start with this guy, Daniel Gafford, under 14.5 points plus rebounds, minus 120 on PointsBet. Personally, if you can get the under 8.5 points, I'd probably prefer that than going down to 13.5 points plus rebounds. I don't mind his PRA line either. But let's talk about Mr. Gafford, because he gets the fun task of guarding Joel Embiid today, the process who's been on a mission recently. In foul trouble, easy way to get out of here with an easy win against Gafford. He could get into foul trouble, get 2 fouls in the first 3 minutes. Boom, he's going to be out for a while. He can pick up his 3rd foul. He'll be out for a while if he gets into foul trouble. Well, we're not banking on foul trouble here. Still a bad matchup. Over the last 15 games, Sixers the 4th fewest points per game, fewest rebounds per game to opposing centers. So regardless of Gafford potentially getting into foul trouble guarding Embiid, it's also not a great matchup for him. And over his last 5 games, he's been all right. He's at 13, 15, 16, 6, and 21 points plus rebounds. I would love to see a 6, but we'll probably get him in the 11, 12, 13 range. But still a lot. And you look at his last 4 against Joel Embiid, 15, 5, 16, and 14. So he's gone over in 3 of his last 4 versus Embiid, which you're like, I don't love that. But let's talk about why we actually like this. Because in those games, the Wizards were not healthy. They didn't have Bradley Beal. They didn't have Kyle Kuzma. They didn't have Kristaps Porzingis in all those 3 games. So Gafford had a little bit more wiggle room, a little bit more field goal attempts. Like, he's not guaranteed any field goal attempts today with those 3 guys out there, all liable to shoot 15 to 20 times each. And Monte Morris, he's back too. He'll shoot his time. And so we've seen Gafford. How does he get a lot of his production? Mostly on offensive rebounds. That's what he's kind of out there. Play defense, get offensive rebounds. He averages 2.5 offensive rebounds per game over his last 10 games. That's by far the most on this Wizards team. But this is a Sixers team that gives up the 3rd fewest offensive rebounds in the NBA. So if he's not able to get those offensive rebounds, potentially giving him some easy tip-ins, I just don't see him getting a lot of production. He doesn't get a lot of lob opportunities. It's not really what this Wizards team does. So I don't trust Mr. Gafford. I just don't think he has a big night. We'll fade him. We'll take his under 14.5 points plus rebounds. I would love a no sweat bet, but we rarely get no sweat bets with our unders. But I'll take Gafford. I'm going to fade him. Take his under 14.5 points plus rebounds. Go get him into foul trouble, Mr. Joel Embiid. And for my 4th and final play of the day, before we talk about an Underdog Fantasy 3-pick entry, it's going to be Spencer Dinwiddie, as I talked about at the top of the show. Over 26.5 points plus assists, minus 111 on Caesars. Now, the last time we took a Dinwiddie prop, he went out and shot like 4 times. And if Dinwiddie shoots 4 times tonight, barring, an injury, I'll start tomorrow's video just screaming at the camera, because that just can't happen. Dinwiddie needs to be out there and be aggressive, or else the Nets will physically lose by 100 points unless Mikal Bridges literally can't miss. Well, let's talk about Dinwiddie, though. If you need his PRA line, you can take that. Points plus assists, I like that at 27.5 as well. And as I've talked about with Bridges, this Nets team has literally no one to score the basketball. They need Dinwiddie and Bridges to play at least decently, or they're going to get smoked here by the Nuggets. And while I don't normally play 2 players on one team, let alone 2 players in the same game, I like both these 2 guys because I think they can easily hit in the 3rd quarter if this Nets team is potentially even winning this game against the Nuggets. I'm not saying they're going to win it, but this game could be close. Now, we talked about the over-under, 231.5. The Nuggets play fast. It's going to be a fast-paced game. There should be a lot of points. And over the last 5 games, Dinwiddie averaged 19 drives per game. That's the most on the Nets, right above Mikal Bridges, averaging around 11. But no, look at the Nuggets. Last 5 games, allowed the 3rd most points per game in the paint at 57.6. Look, Claxton, love him. Not going to score a lot in the paint. And the guys around him, you got Dorian Finney-Smith, doesn't shoot a lot. You got Royce O'Neal coming off the bench, doesn't do a whole lot. Seth Curry, And then you got guys like Nick Claxton, like I already talked about. This is a team that needs people to score the basketball. Cam Johnson's decent, but he's been injured a little bit. He's got a knee issue there. So we look at Jokic, not a great rim protector. So we're going to see guys like Dinwiddie and Bridges drive to the hoop, should get some easy lands, potentially get to the free throw line. And we've seen Dinwiddie play really well over his last 7 games, attempted 10, 14, 16, 16, 17, 19, and 24 field goal attempts. So shooting a lot, 4+ free throw attempts in all 7 games. So let's get into the free throw line. Good for us if he's maybe starts off a little bit cold, get to the free throw line, see something go through the hoop, and that's great for us. But in these 7 games, he's averaged 21.4 points per game, 8.1 assists per game. That's good for 29.5 points plus assists, and he's hit this over in 5 of his last 7. So not only that, averaged 36 minutes per game. He, like Bridges, going to be out there a lot of minutes. They don't play tomorrow. Not worried about him getting rested here. He should shoot the ball 15 times. He's done that in 3 straight games. And if we can get 15 field goal attempts from Dinwiddie, I feel pretty good about hitting this over. He's hit this over in 16 of his last 20 games with 15 or more field goal attempts. He's going to have a good matchup the last 15 games. Nuggets have given up the 9th most points per game, 2nd most assists per game to point guard. So look, Mikal and Dinwiddie, they have to do their job to keep this game at least somewhat close. And I think they can do that today today. The Nuggets second unit hasn't been great. These are two guys that are going to play a lot of minutes. I think this game is at least, it's only an 8-9 point spread. Even if they are within 15 points, these two guys should be on the court for a lot of time. We're right with Mikal Bridges and Spencer Dinwiddie, though, in this one, over 26.5 points plus assists. So, of course, now it's time for the Underdog Fantasy 3-pick entry. You're getting 6 extra money on this. And if you sign up using our code COS or the link at the top of the description, you get a 100% deposit match up to $100. It's free money. Take advantage of that. We're rolling with 3 of our plays that we already talked about with a slight twist on Mr. Dinwiddie. So the first one, Mikal Bridges, 24.5 points. I think he can get that. Now the next one, Spencer Dinwiddie, just taking his PRA line. I don't mind his points plus assists. Obviously, we're on his points plus assists, but you're only asking for 3 more rebounds. He could potentially get 8 rebounds randomly, so I don't mind that at all. I like the chance at 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists. They didn't have points plus assists, which is why I pivoted to PRAs. And then Dame Lillard, higher than 31.5 points. We need a big Dame time showing. I'm not going to put Gafford in here because, look, I don't want to be sweating out an under and also sweating out this Underdog Fantasy 3-pick entry. So sign up if you want to tail me. 6 extra money. Potentially go for it. Use code COS or the top link in the description for a 100% deposit match. I appreciate you guys as always. Those are my 4 picks plus an Underdog Fantasy entry. You guys have a great Sunday. Let's get back to winning. Let's go at least 3-1. Hopefully 4-0 today. Bring out those brooms. Tomorrow the ladder challenge returns. I will see you guys then. Have a great Sunday. I'll see you guys back on Monday morning. Peace out.